Everybody, please have a seat. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You know, folks, I don't know if you have noticed, but we do a lot of shows. And I tell a lot of jokes. And I tell jokes about a lot of different things, mostly what everybody's talking about. And for the last 6 weeks to 2 months, everybody has been talking about the mystery of Kate Middleton's disappearance from public life. And 2 weeks ago, we did some jokes about that mystery and all the attendant, frou-fra in the reporting about that. And when I made those jokes, that upset some people. And even before her diagnosis was revealed. And I can understand that. I mean, a lot of my jokes have upset people in the past. And I'm sure some of my jokes will upset people in the future. But there's a standard that I try to hold myself to. And that is, I do not make light of somebody else's tragedy. Now, I don't know whether her prognosis is a tragic one. She's the future Queen of England, and I assume she's going to get the best possible medical care. But regardless of what it is, I know, and I'm sure many of you, far too many of us know, that any cancer diagnosis of any kind is harrowing for the patient and for their family. And though I'm sure they don't need it from me, I and everyone here at The Late Show would like to extend our well wishes and heartfelt hope that her recovery is swift and thorough. Now, please say hello to Louis Cato and The Late Show Band. Louis, you know, we have the stars on this show.
Yes, we do.
We have your movie stars. Mm-hmm. We have your TV stars. We have your musical stars. You have your literary stars. We have your politicians. But very few people have Supreme Court justices on their show. Justice right Stephen Breyer will be out here in just a moment.
That's right.
Again, it's Old Home Week. Yeah. And then after that, dude, if you enjoy the sport, two-time PGA champ Justin Thomas will be out here in just a little while. So do stick around for that. Now, folks, if you watch the show, you know I spend most of my time over there, in the rolling news fields, cultivating the day's finest Nabare Goshi story wheat, which I grind into the most topical dough, then roll out and filled with minced kurubutu pork, hakusai cabbage, and koshizu scallions, then gently steamed to serve you the bright yet layered hamamatsu mushi gyoza dumpling that is my monologue. But sometimes, just sometimes, folks, I'm nudged awake by the pack of wolves that nursed me back to health after being left for dead by moonshiners when I scrape some acorns and slugs into a damp taco shell I stole from a possum and then cower in the rain under an abandoned cement mixer to nibble on the trash-packed scrumble pouch of news that is my segment. Meanwhile. There it is. That's the only protection from the wind and the weather I need. Meanwhile, bad news for fans of pricey Belgian ales. Production of Duvel beer was hit by a cyber attack. Oh no! I hope it doesn't make it harder to find that beer I've never heard of. Meanwhile, police in Italy recently pulled over a 103-year-old traffic offender. That is unbelievable. Italy has traffic laws? I thought their street signs just say, do whatever you want, I'm not your mama. I speak fluent Italian, as you can tell. Me italiano è molto male, ma voglio parlare migliore. Bravo. Bellissima. Meanwhile, good news if you're one of those eaters who only check the expiration date after your eyeballs start sweating. A gastroenterologist says that if your immune and gut system are healthy, for the vast majority of people, if they accidentally consume a little bit of mold, really not much happens. explains Arby's new slogan, "See, it's fine." Halpins? Figure it out. The doc here says the amount of mold someone eats will impact the body's reaction. If someone were to consume a large amount of mold, they might experience nausea, indigestion, cramping, and possibly diarrhea. So enjoy your mold in moderation. There's a reason why mold is the smallest part of the food pyramid. Meanwhile, in a new study, vaping has been linked to mental health issues. Who would have thought the birthday donut smoke that turns your lungs into popcorn could be bad for you? Vape users who participated in the study reported symptoms including lower levels of mindfulness, worse sleep quality, and heightened levels of rumination. Heightened levels of rumination is a pretty philosophical sounding symptoms. What were the survey questions like? Do you feel A, sad, B, tired, C, haunted by the raven of time that hovers over each moment, a sea of nothing in its eyes, or D, hangry? Meanwhile, Miriam Margolyes, who played Professor Sprout in the Harry Potter movies, said in a recent interview that adult Harry Potter fans should be over that by now. To which adult Harry Potter fans replied, someone went to Slytherin. She elaborated, people say, we're having a Harry Potter-themed wedding, and I think, gosh, what's their first night of fun going to be? Pretty great, if they know parcel tongue. Meanwhile, news from Frontier, the airline that makes every flight feel like you woke up at dawn and cleared an acre of land. Starting April 10th, Frontier will offer Upfront Plus, where it will block the sale of the middle seat so you have no middle seat neighbor. Not to be outdone, and this is real, fellow budget airline Spirit Airlines offers the big front seat at the front of the plane for an upcharge. And by big front seat, they mean that they will strap you to the nose cone.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Never let up. Never let up.
Meanwhile, in car news, Porsche just unveiled one of the fastest road cars in the world. Perfect for you to drive as fast as you can away from the feeling that all you are is a car guy now, and Linda doesn't love you, and maybe she never did. It sounds weird, but that's their slogan. Porsche, your wife is going to leave you. We'll be right back with Justice Stephen Colbert.